right, hi guys, take 2 of the Hello Grace podcast. I'm a little frustrated. I've had to restart this now again. Anyways, I am your host, Sarah Stevens. You can find me on Ravelry as Sarah Stevens. You can find me on Instagram as Graceland_wool. And I am coming to you from Spokane, Washington. It's where I live and I work and I raise my family, and I do all of these fun crafty things here. So today is Sunday, March 22nd or 23rd, and it's a pretty overcast day. It's kind of been gloomy out most of the day. I'm hoping that my lighting is okay. I do have a bunch of lights on, and it is later on in the evening. We just got done doing dinner and my husband is getting ready to go to work and the kids are getting ready to go to school. So, or not go to school, but get ready for school for the week. And I figured I would just sit down really quick and try and knock this out. I tried earlier and it just wasn't a great time, and I've tried again and it wasn't a great time because I got interrupted. So we're gonna try this one more time and hope that it works. So thank you to returning viewers. Thank you for coming and checking me out again. I hope you enjoy this episode. And thank you to new viewers. If this is your very first time hanging out with us, welcome. And primarily this is a knitting and spinning podcast. I do talk about other fibery things that I work on. And specifically today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my blending board, what I've been working on doing that. So I guess let's go ahead and get started. Today I am drinking out of my cute little Target mug. My kiddos got me this for Christmas, and if you can see, it kind of matches my curtains. I like it. So the only FO I have this week is what I'm wearing. I've been working on this nonstop for about 3 weeks. It is the Comfort Fade cardigan by Andrea Mowry. I am in love with this cardigan. I'll just kind of show you the fade that happens. I did use, I believe, 7 different skeins of yarn in this sweater, and I have barely anything left. I did bring my remaining bits and bobs that I do have left, but I plan to put 3 of them into my scrappy blanket, and then I do want to put the other one into like maybe make a pair of socks. So I'll see if I can stand up and show you. I love it so much. It is so comfortable. Last night I literally finished weaving in all of my ends and I threw it in the bathtub to soak for a little bit. And I blocked it out last night and cranked the fan on high so that way I could wear it today. And it was the perfect day to wear it because it's been gross outside. It's just been overcast and not the nicest day of the entire week. Earlier in the week it was a lot nicer. So you can kind of see I'm sitting in a little bit different spot. It's really the same spot that I always sit in. The camera angle is just faced a little differently. I was kind of hoping that because it is later on in the evening and I do have some other lights up and around, I was hoping this would give us the best natural light while it's still here before the sun completely goes down. So hopefully this works. I don't know. So anyways, I don't really have a whole lot left to say about this. I do love it. There was a moment last night that I thought about not doing the last short row shaping for the shawl collar of the sweater, and I texted Sarah really quick of Sarah Craft Yarn and Sarah Craft Studios, and I think I'm gonna be done. She's like, no, keep going, just do the last one. And I really am happy that I did the last one. I think that it wouldn't lay as nicely if I didn't do that. So I don't know, it's just super cozy. I could see myself making another one of these. The only modification that I made was right here. No, it's not the only one. I did not follow the blending of the colors the same way. Like, I did not fade like the pattern said, which is fine. Mostly because I really just wanted to get going and I didn't really want to read that part of it. And then the other modification is I went ahead and did a 2x2 ribbing for the sleeve. I only did about 8 decreases, and then I went ahead and did 30 rounds of ribbing, and it's like the perfect length for me. I didn't want them any longer. I think if I make this sweater again, and I do really think I will do the pattern as written as far as the cuff goes. I'll do the garter stitch cuff. I think that was really a fun detail, and I was apprehensive about it at first, but I think if I do it again, I will definitely add that detail in. I think it kind of makes the sweater, aside from the shawl collar. So anyways, that's all I really have to say about that. Oh, I guess I should tell you about how much I have left. So out of the different, like 7 different colorways, I did have 8 skeins total. I had 2 skeins of this yarn. It's Unwind Yarn Company's, Dana from Unwind Yarn Company. It's like the something beignet or crumpets or something like that. And this is all I have left of the second skein. I do have a little bit left of, this is the skein from Nicole of Hugh Loco, the Knit Two Together skein that she did. I used every single bit of the Hello Grace in the lavender brown colorway and the Grace colorway. I used every single bit of Suburban Stitchers Dandia colorway on the single base. I do have a little bit left of the Yarn at Home Mom, and that's what the cuff is done in this colorway. And then I have almost an entire skein of this. This is Woolen Boons, and I'm not sure what the colorway name is, but I chose not to add a whole heck of a lot of this color in the sweater because I thought it had too many neon pops in it. I think that was a good call, and I kind of like the idea of having a pair of socks that kind of match, so that'll be really fun. So that's all that's left of that. That pretty much took up a chunk of all of my time knitting. I really focused on that a lot, and so I'm really happy. The other thing that I started working on, again, because I did talk to you guys the last couple episodes that I want to spend March working on my whips, and I'm not going to cast on anything new for the month of March. However, I do have, I'm going to share with you some huge plans for April. I have all of the cast-ons ready to go for the most part. I do have some yarn I want to dye to make it officially happen, but I got one sock done. This is just a little shorty vanilla sock that I did cuff down. I did 36 stitches, 32, 64, what am I talking about? 64 stitches around. I did do it cuff down on my Knitter's Pride Carbons 2.0 millimeter needles. I'm using the Pesto colorway on their sock base. So one is done. My cute little peep stitch marker. I'm gonna rip out this little toe. I was at work and I did not have a darning needle with me, and I really wanted to start on the second sock, and so I 3-needle bound off the toe, and while it doesn't look bad, I tried it on and it drives me nuts. So I will rip that out and Kitchener that. I left a long enough tail just in case, in case that would drive me crazy, and it did. So I got that sock done, and then I did get started on the second sock. I'm into the heel flap, got a little ways. So that's been the only other thing that I've been working on right now. which is fine with me. I have a lot of works in progress that really need attention, but I'm finding that the more monogamous I am about my knitting, the more I'm actually getting done. And while I might not have a whole heck of a lot to show you each and every week because I'm working on the same thing over and over, I feel like I'm accomplishing more over the course of a month. So that really makes me incredibly happy. Yeah. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go into planning next. So, as I was talking about earlier, that in April I do have intentions to cast on a few different things. I pulled 4 patterns that I kind of have in mind to cast onto, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that. The first one is the Party Top by Abby Knits. I'm gonna be dyeing up some yarn for this one. I do kind of imagine this really pretty dusty purple with some speckles, and that's what I think that I'm gonna do for this one. And that's, I was gonna dye it up last night, but we ended up doing a little shopping instead. And then the other thing that I want to cast onto is a hat. It's the Harlow hat. It's by Andrea Mallory. And I've been wanting to cast this on for a really long time. It uses a very simple 2-color brioche, and I've never done brioche, so this really excites me. I pulled some yarn for it, which I think will be really, really fun. This is like a really dark, inky purple, if that makes any sense. The colorway is Midnight Rendezvous, and it's on Madeline Tosh Tosh sock. And then I have Teacup that I want to pair it with from Hedgehog Fibers, and I think that the contrast will be really fun. So I'm going to cast my Harlow hat on with these. Really, really looking forward to that. It's probably going to be the very first thing I cast onto if my sweater yarn isn't already dry. Not even gonna lie. Okay, the next thing I've had in my queue for forever, and I have just never cast it on. I love Melanie Hoffman. She's one of my favorite designers. I just love her aesthetic so very much. I'm going to be casting onto the I Smell Snow. I know that Chelsea from Legacy Fiber Arts and the Legacy Knits podcast, she has done one and it was beautiful. I know Lydia of Oloop's podcast and Yarn, she's doing one, and that one, she talked a little bit about it, is really going to be gorgeous too. And I just have to cast this on. And so I have a couple skeins of Three Irish Girls Adorn in this really pretty dusty purple, and I'm gonna dye up 2 other skeins of yarn, kind of in a speckle version in maybe a little bit brighter color to use for the other half. And I thought that would pair really nicely with the Party Top if I did it those colors. So working on that. And then the last thing that I want to cast onto is by Kay Jones. There we go. It's the Prairie Socks. These are just a really super fun, easily memorized. Wow. Easily memorized 3-round repeat. Wow. So I can't wait to get these started too. It's been a little while since I've worked on some textured socks, and I thought it would be really fun to do one from Kay. She is one half of the Bakery Bears podcast, and she has some really cute patterns out, so I can't wait to get started on those. Yeah, so those are kind of the things that I've been planning to cast onto in April. I think that it's a good enough variety that regardless of what time I cast them on, I think, you know, or what I'm in the mood for, I'll have something that I can easily cast onto. So, okay. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is what I've been working on as far as my blending board goes. I sat down and grabbed a whole lot of my bits and bobs of fiber that has just been like partially used, and I decided to kind of blend it all together and make some rollags to spin on my wheel, which is really fun. So I just wanted to show you those. They are all a little different, but I think that's kind of fun. All of them are a merino combination. I think it's all Polworth and merino in here. So I have this one, which I really like. I have this one. This one's more spring. It has some oranges and pinks and blues. And I like how they all kind of coordinate, but they aren't all the same. I like the teal, like the aqua color in that one. There's this one. There's this one. That's better. And then the last one is this one. And I have every intention of bringing my wheel up here and working on these for a little bit. I did do about 3.5 ounces of fiber, and so there's quite a bit ready to be used, spun up, I guess. For those of you who don't really know what a blending board is, it's just, I brought it over here, it's just a board. And I'm gonna insert some pictures, not here, but probably in the very beginning, kind of showing how you put the fiber on and then you roll it up. So it's really fun. The last couple things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, I feel like I'm rushing through this a little bit, but like always, I'm trying to keep this around 20 minutes because I've got kiddos to get ready for school this week and everything. I got 2 acquisitions. The first one, my daughter and her friend collaborated together, and her friend is, I'm not going to name her name, she is raising money to go on a missions trip, and so in order to do that, she's been painting hydro flasks. And so my daughter and my husband and her kind of collaborated, and she painted my hydro flask for me for my birthday. I love how she kind of leaves the logo there, you know, but this is all by hand, freehand, no stencil. It's just phenomenal to me. And it's very reminiscent of the Pacific Northwest and the mountains and the sunset. So she did an amazing job. I've been bragging about her all week because I love it so much. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is actually, I was introduced to me by Sarah of Sarah Craft Yarn. It's a cookbook, and she has a blog, and she has an amazing Instagram page. It's by Tegan Gerard, and it's this cookbook. I do have some printed recipes also that I want to try out in here. This is probably one of the most beautiful cookbooks ever. There are so many gorgeous pictures in here, and every single recipe is one that I want to try. Oh my gosh, margarita pizza. It all happens within 30 minutes to 45 minutes, I would say is the cook time. for most of her recipes, and they're all very, I don't want to say simple because it's not that they're simple. They're easily made. You get a lot of bang for a little bit, I guess. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it's not a whole lot of steps, but I've kind of fallen in love. So yeah, that is what I've been doing. And it was funny, I was talking with my husband, and I think we're gonna try and cook our way through this cookbook. It kind of made me laugh because it reminded me, he's like, it's like Julia Childs. I was like, yeah, it's like Julie and Julia. But I kind of fell in love with every single recipe in here. That it seems like so much fun. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna take like a recipe a week and work our way through it. For dinner, we had this tonight. We had the cover photo. It was excellent. And I was really excited because we did get our flank steak on sale. So, and I made my very first, I've never made tzatziki sauce, and I made that tonight, and it was fantastic. So anyways, thank you guys for sticking around and hanging out if you did. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I know it flew by kind of fast, and I did talk about quite a bit of things. I hope to talk about a little bit more next week, because I don't have a sweater to be working on anymore, so I do have some more time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, if you could please just give me a thumbs up, share or subscribe, that would be great. I did start a Patreon account, and I'll have the link below. If I don't have it below right away, you can find it on one of my other episodes. I have added it to all of them. So otherwise, thank you all again, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you around this time next week. Bye guys.